WESH 2 News starts now with breaking news.
And that breaking news comes to us from Brevard County. Cocoa police are on the scene of a shooting involving one of their officers.
Prospect Park is surrounded right now. This is all happening near Fisk Boulevard and Fern Avenue. WESH News' Dan Billa just got to the scene moments ago. So, Dan, what have you learned so far?
What we know is here at Prospect Park, we're not going to show you. There is what appears to be a body back here, a man lying covered up. It is not a police officer. The witness that I just talked to is claiming that he saw it all and that this person had a knife and that the police officer shot the guy, and he is lying on the ground back here. We're seeing the fire department and paramedics leaving, so there is apparently nothing they can do. Let's move over to your left, Mark, over here to the left, in between the two cars, over toward the sidewalk. We have a lot of angry people here, several of whom say that they saw what happened. We have police trying to kind of keep the peace here and get everyone away, and they're mad. They're really angry, and the one guy who claimed that he saw it was just extremely irate, saying that the police should not have shot the guy. Now, that's not official information, and I have to move. Let's start moving, Mark. We'll be talking to the public information officer here in just a couple of minutes. She is on the scene. We don't have official information, but that's what we have observed. We're live in Cocoa. Dan Billa, WESH 2 News.
Flying off into a new journey. WESH 2 News was there when an eagle undergoing treatment for a broken scapula was released in Brevard County. WESH 2 photojournalist Mark Burnett captured that incredible moment that eagle took flight.
On March 13th, we got a call from Brevard County Waste Management over at the landfill that they had found an injured bald eagle. He was unable to fly. Hoped it was going to be a nice, clean, easy rescue. Unfortunately, he had other thoughts and decided that I needed to go through the muck and the mud that were in a ditch nearby. So I, clothes and all, just got in there, grabbed him. We brought him back to the Florida Wildlife Hospital, where we did a full evaluation. Took some x-rays and noticed that he had a fractured scapula. It was at that point that we decided to transfer him over to the Audubon Center for Raptors, where they specialize in bald eagle rehabilitation. This, for me, was a first. I've never gotten to release a bald eagle, so for me, this was kind of on that bucket list of items, and just to get to release any of the patients that we do is truly amazing, and it keeps us going, especially in these hard times right now. Reminds us why we're doing what we're doing.
The slightest change in the track makes a huge difference.
And that's why we were keeping a close eye all along our coast tonight. But as Isaias pushes north, we want to begin in the southern part of our viewing area with WESH 2's Dan Billow.
And Dan, what's happening in Melbourne Beach?
Jim, I think we're right at about the level where the center of the storm is maybe almost at its closest approach to us. Here on Melbourne Beach, this beach has been restored. Taxpayers dumped all this sand onto the beach here, and we are watching it really get hammered and eroding by the minute. That's actually okay. Residents here are very glad to see this sand being washed away, which is its purpose, rather than public roads or homes. You know, this may be the worst of it right now, and if that's the case, it really isn't all that bad as the waves at high tide just pound at this cliff here. I talked to one resident who's been here a while. He's been through a lot of these.
So we've been through Irma, Dorian, and Matthew, but we usually evacuated for those. So this is the first storm we're actually here for. So,
What do you think of it?
it's not bad yet, but I think they were saying like 4:30. Right about now, you see the wind kicking in. I think is where we're going to see the brunt of it.
And if we come back live here, we come back live now, you're going to see a baby sea turtle. You might have got to look at it, and it's really sad. There are eggshells here. This has been a nest of sea turtles. We've seen a few dozen eggs that were on this embankment get uncovered and washed away, and a couple of little helpless baby sea turtles get washed into the waves there. They probably don't stand much of a chance. We're live in Melbourne Beach. Dan Billow, WESH 2 News.
And one of the places given the green light to open, bowling alleys. Let's walk inside and take a look at what they're doing. Kevin Richardson is the general manager at Shore Lanes in Merritt Island. They're open at 50% capacity.
We're using every other lane. We do tell people, please stay 6 feet apart. We clean your table area. We clean the bowling balls that are left on the rack for you. Things were going good for us the first couple months of the year, and of course, bang.
Richardson, like many in businesses like retail, restaurants, and bars, are now working to break through that wall and start an economic comeback.
I think May is going to be a little bit better. You know, we had, obviously we had Memorial Day weekend where all of our hotels and vacation rental properties were open. And then we had, the launch, Return to Human Spaceflight, which was amazing.
Peter Kranis with Brevard County's tourism office is hopeful the economic numbers are starting to trend in a better direction. But with shutdowns still in place for the cruise industry, the recovery may still take some time.
To get back to full business, we need the cruise lines to start operating again.
Back at the bowling alley, Richardson is just enjoying the moment. Glad to be back in the building and ready for the next step.
We're chomping at the bit to really open up 100%.
Reporting in Brevard County, Paul Rivera, WESH 2 News.
Now some breaking news out of Brevard County, where the sheriff's office is investigating a shooting involving one of their deputies.
This is happening right now near State Road 520 and North Tropical Trail. WESH 2's Paul Rivera joins us live near the scene. Paul, what is the sheriff's office telling you about the shooting?
Well, they say this is something that started just before 8 this morning in the Canaveral Groves area. They say a Good Samaritan was helping someone they thought were stranded. They ended up getting carjacked. Take a look. You see that right over there, that tow truck, that black car? They say that's the one that was stolen by the suspect. That car was spotted 1 p.m. They say a deputy helicopter was following them. They went to several towns. Eventually, they got back on 520, where deputies say they drove on the wrong side of the road at one point. Stop sticks were used. The suspect ran out here in the area of the 7-Eleven. You see that Jeep right over there? They say the suspect tried to get in to that Jeep. Now, we have an interview with someone who says that they were a victim. I want you to take a listen.
I saw him sitting in my car, and I yelled, "That's my car," and came out. And I saw him get out of my car, and I saw him waving the pistol in his hand. And I saw him run over to that beige car, and he tried to get in on the driver's side, but the door must have been locked. So then he came out and around to the white car and tried to get in on the passenger side.
You hear that white car that she's talking about? Take a look right there. That's what deputies say the suspect tried to get into. There's a gold one in front there. They say he also tried to go inside. A deputy they ended up shooting him after the sheriff says they were facing down the suspect's weapon. Right now, they are in the hospital with critical injuries. Traffic, this right here, might be shut down for about an hour or two more while they still investigate that scene, but it does look like they are starting to tow some of those vehicles. No word yet, though, on how the suspect is doing, but the sheriff's office says that nobody else was injured. We'll bring you those updates as soon as they come in. We're live in Merritt Island. Paul Rivera, WESH 2 News.